There's a Cinema 4D cloud rendering network built on crypto, green screen has finally been defeated, and Jake Bartlett annihilates a shady AI marketing campaign. It's Motion Mondays, and by the time you see this, I'll be in Greece. The country, not the musical. The Render Network just dropped a big update to their Cinema 4D wizard. You can now send render jobs directly from Cinema 4D, start rendering through their manager app, and automatically download completed frames locally. No manual packaging, no zipping, no babysitting. If you're not familiar, Render Network is a decentralized GPU network. Idle GPUs are pooled from around the world into an on-demand render farm. It supports Octane, Redshift, Blender, Cycles, AI tools like Runway and Luma, and works with Cinema 4D, Blender, Houdini, Unreal, and a bunch of other apps. Here's the part that kind of blew my mind. This is built on blockchain, and hang on, I know you're skeptical. They've created their own render token. I know, more skepticism, but basically, if your machine is sitting idle, you can let it become a node on the network and get paid in crypto. The render token currently has a market cap of nearly $800 million. Now, I don't know enough about crypto to do that math, but somebody out there with an extra system and some blockchain knowledge should probably figure out the break-even point on buying a machine just to be a render node. It sounds like a fun rabbit hole. Link is in the description. Apple just released the new MacBook Pro lineup with M5, M5 Pro, and M5 Max chips, and the Apple fanboy in me is giddy. Jeez. Battery life is up to 24 hours, though if you're running Unreal or Heavy 3D, your mileage will definitely vary. YouTuber Adam Doing Tech posted a solid breakdown of theoretical performance extrapolated from earlier chip benchmarks. If he's in the right neighborhood, the M5 Pro with 32 gigabytes of RAM lands around RTX 3090 territory on Blender benchmarks. And the M5 Max with more memory bandwidth is potentially in the 4090 or 5090 class render territory. Apple is literally putting 3D animation, compositing, and VFX in their marketing materials now, which tells you something. The advice he gives, though, is don't overspend on extreme configurations unless you genuinely need them. An M5 Pro with 32 gigabytes is the sweet spot for most working artists. I'm on an M3 Max, and it handles After Effects with room to spare. For heavy 3D folks, these chips paired with something like Render Network could finally mean a portable workstation that gets it done. Comments are now open for everyone who wants to tell me to just buy a PC. Last week, we published a big, heavily researched salary guide pulling data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, and more. The full article has all the details, but here's some highlights. The US market is genuinely polarized. Entry-level and generic 2D work is getting squeezed more by global competition than by AI, in my opinion, while high-end and niche work is seeing talent shortages and higher pay. 3D, Unreal, Rive, UI Motion, Houdini, those skills are commanding premiums. Senior tech role salaries push $150 to $200K. Mid to senior freelancers charging $500 to $800 a day can gross up to $250,000 if they stay booked. AI specialization roles jumped 49% in demand year over year, and Houdini, while still niche, remains extremely well compensated. If only there were an online school with a Houdini course in the works right now. The biggest income driver isn't years of experience, it's portfolio quality, specialization in high-value skills, and negotiating with actual data instead of just hoping for the best. Check out the full article and let us know in the comments if the numbers line up with your lived experience, because aggregated data and reality on the ground don't always agree. Quick School of Motion roundup. All access members, don't forget the Substance Painter for Motion Designers course is live. If you missed last Thursday's OTOY live stream featuring David Brodeur covering Gaussian splats and the future of 3D, the replay is in the community. Our monthly live portfolio review is on March 26th. RSVP if you want to get roasted live. And if you're heading to NAB, grab your free ticket to our sweet party at mographmeetup.com. The 2026 NAB MoGraph Meetup is Sunday, April 19th at Tom's Watch Bar in Las Vegas, co-hosted with Rive and sponsored by Adobe, Maxon, Video Copilot, Action VFX, Grayscale Gorilla, Puget Systems, AE Scripts, Notch Cavalry, Boris FX, Camp MoGraph, and Double Jump. Thank you so much to all the sponsors. There's an open bar from 7 to 9 p.m., and this meetup is the highlight of my NAB every single year, and I really hope to see you there. Here are 3 great conferences coming up, and I'm genuinely jealous about all of them. Muvo in Prague is March 26th and 27th, coming up fast. Prague is one of my favorite cities I've ever been to, and the venue alone is worth it. The planetarium with the world's largest LED dome, plus camp with a 24-meter projection wall. Kurzgesagt is on the speaker lineup, and I would love to hear from them, so grab tickets now. They are still available. Pictoplasma in Berlin runs May 7th through 10th, a character-focused festival with an industry forum featuring actual portfolio reviews and one-on-ones with studios like Hornet, Passion Pictures, Strange Beast, and Disney. A real career opportunity if character work is your thing. And Mode Festival in London, June 18th and 19th. Expect 600 plus attendees and 20 plus talks at Ravensbourne University, positioned at the intersection of animation, AI, and emerging creative tech. Last year's lineup featured Builders Club, Detroit, and Golden Wolf openly sharing their processes. Europe is doing something right on the festival scene this year. Links to all three in the description. Luma Labs launched Luma Agents, billing it as AI that will make you prolific. I opened it up in brand identity mode, gave it our School Motion logo and homepage, and asked for brand concepts, social media ideas, and swag. And then I waited. After a few minutes, I was simultaneously impressed and completely underwhelmed. What the agent seems to be doing is prompting Nano Banana to generate images based on your inputs and organizing them into a mood board, which is faster than doing it yourself, but cheaper to just go straight to Nano Banana if you want to do this. Our logo got mangled in several generations, and some color palettes made 0 sense, but a few images did spark ideas I wouldn't have had otherwise, which is apparently the point of tools like this. I pushed further and asked for a full brand kit. At first glance, it looked like a real brand guideline document. Storyboards, swag mockups, social ads. My favorite suggestion was to launch a conference called SOM Live. What do you think? Actually, please don't answer that. When I tried to export something as a vector, the agent told me to just take that image into Illustrator and use the live trace feature. So that tells you what you're actually getting, which is concepts, not real deliverables. Now, at $30 to $300 a month, a tool like this might make sense for marketing agencies grinding through dozens of concepts daily, but for most motion designers right now, it's basically a pricey mood board. Let's look at some sick work, shall we? Liron Eidar-Ash spent 6 years at Buck, growing from art director to creative director, and her portfolio at lirona.me is something else. Not a single frame I would give less than A+. Gorgeous color, typography, an intuitive sense of brand across lots of different looks and formats. Head there if you really want your imposter syndrome to flare up. Our friends at Stash featured Time from Evan Schiller and Vincenzo Lodigiani, a beautiful minimal piece built around the idea that the industry trains us to steal time, but what if we used our skills to give time back? 2 colors, simple compositions, and gritty texture. Now in 2026, where dense and detailed is always available, sometimes just black and white and a clever idea is the most powerful move. Coffee and TV showed off stunning broadcast work for Sky Sports Formula One, live action, 3D, great compositing, and awesome camera moves. Formula One gives you inherent cool to work with, but the design and animation here elevate it well beyond the obvious. And German studio This Is Why dropped a great reel. I found them on LinkedIn, and thank goodness for the translate button. A reel full of taste, 3D, 2D, corporate, experimental, all of it different, all of it good. Versatility held together by a consistent eye. That is what a modern reel should look like. The links are all in the description. You've probably seen the wave of influencer content about Higgsfield's Vibe Motion, a seemingly endless stream of posts claiming the tool can produce competent motion design just from a prompt, 3D, 2D type, live action with roto, RIP motion designers, etc. Well, Jake Bartlett was asked by Higgsfield to post about it. He said no. Then he said no, King. Then went and tested it anyway and posted his completely honest take. And you won't believe this, but the tool fails entirely to produce the work shown in those influencer posts. Jake took the Higgsfield logo and an actual prompt from one of the posts and ran it through the tool.
All right, something went wrong while creating your video. Please try again.
No bueno. He also said the tool is buggy, impossible to control, and has no real use case in professional motion design work right now.
Subtitle, that says it's white. Can we make that bigger? 36. No.
The bigger problem, though, is the marketing. Higgsfield has already been caught using templates to render videos and implying their tool created them. Jake's conclusion, and mine, is that the outputs in those influencer posts almost certainly didn't come from this tool. That's not bold marketing. That's just lying. What bothers me most isn't that the tool is bad. New tools are often bad. It's that they're paying people to spread lies about it. So, Jake, you're doing the Lord's work. Check out his video, link in the description. Here's a quick one for Blender users. Rapmaster.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god.
Rapmaster 1.4 just got a big update, fully optimized for Blender 4.2 and later. It's a geometry nodes-based, non-destructive tool for wrapping bandages, ropes, chains, and fabric around any model. Great for character work, prop details, or honestly just wrapping anything around anything. With over 3,400 copies sold, it's also stable and production proven. $12 for freelancers, $40 per user for studios. Both are lifetime licenses, and the link is in the description. Okay, this one left me actually speechless. Corridor's Nico spent a long time hating traditional chroma keying, and if you've ever pulled a high-end key, you know why. It's never one click, it's layers of keys, garbage masks, endless tweaking. So he built a better one with AI. The genius, though, is in the training approach. Instead of using messy real footage, he used a CG pipeline to generate thousands of synthetic green screen scenarios in Houdini and Blender with mathematically perfect alphas, then trained a neural network on that perfect data. He even heard from someone at Weta that they'd been trying to crack this for years without success, but he kept going anyway. The results are genuinely startling. Not just good keying on hair and motion blur, but correct handling of semi-transparent materials, glass, and colored fabric, things traditional tools simply do not do well. The Corridor crew's verdict was these were probably the best keys they've ever seen in the studio. Now, this tool currently needs about 24 gigabytes of VRAM and is still rough around the edges, but it's fully open source on GitHub and already getting community contributions. This is AI solving a real specific problem for artists, so hats off to the boys, link in the description. Frame rate keeps gaining momentum. More and more artists are moving off Vimeo and onto the new platform, and the community around it is starting to feel real. If you want to understand where it's coming from, Frame Rate founder Tyler Williams, who co-founded Motion Array, went on Jack Vaughn's YouTube channel to talk through his vision. He's been thinking about building this since 2019 when he felt Vimeo slowly losing its soul. The Bending Spoons acquisition was the final push. The pitch is Frame Rate is creator first, a clean interface, no distractions, the work is the focus. He also said there are active technical measures against AI scraping, discovery that blends hand-curated selects with a light algorithmic trending section, explicitly designed to not be addictive. Future plans include helping creators get hired, simplified video review, and project portfolio pages. The core idea is that Vimeo used to mean something, and Frame Rate is a genuine attempt to rebuild that. Worth watching, link in the description. Our student of the week is Brandon Riley from Maryland, a motion and immersive designer with a seriously slick portfolio. Nice work, Brandon. He's going through Demo Reel Dash and told us that Ryan Summers broke the whole process into manageable, iterative steps, making something daunting feel completely approachable. What surprised him most was how much the reel evolved throughout the process itself, not just compared to his last reel. With a portfolio like that and a fresh new reel, I expect big things, Brandon, so keep us posted. Adobe announced Substance 3D Painter 12.0 with some genuinely useful updates. The headline is Warp to Geometry, a projection system that dynamically wraps textures onto complex mesh surfaces in real time, conforming automatically to curves, holes, and irregular forms. Hard surface and character artists will feel this immediately. The post-effects stack also got a solid upgrade. Depth of field with custom bokeh, bloom, lens flares, chromatic aberration. You can now get near final beauty renders directly inside Painter, which means fewer round trips into Blender or Cinema 4D just to get something presentable. There are also new flattening options for layer stacks and open PBR support for better material portability between tools and engines. If you want to learn Substance Painter, check out our Substance Painter for Motion Designers class on All Access, available now, link in the description. Finally, Womp, the browser-based 3D modeling tool, just integrated Nano Banana 2, and I think this is worth paying attention to just because this is pointing towards something. The workflow is you build a scene in Womp using their SDF-based modeling tools, then use Nano Banana 2 to generate textures, lighting, and rendering on top of your geometry. Your composition stays exactly where you put it, but the final image comes from the AI. In my tests, the free flux model on Womp really wasn't great, so I took my render over to Nano Banana 2 on Google Flow and got generations that were genuinely pretty good. They kept my composition, they just added more detail to it. So this workflow is still Wild West territory in terms of best practices, but the direction seems real. 3D techniques give you control over placement, animation, and camera, while AI handles much of the final render. You get full control plus AI speed. If you want to try it, the basic Womp modeling tools and Flux are free. To use Nano Banana 2 inside of Womp requires a paid plan, but of course you can use any 3D app and try this yourself with any image model. Let us know in the comments if you're experimenting with this kind of workflow. And that's it for Motion Mondays. Don't forget to RSVP for the NAB MoGraph Meetup at mographmeetup.com. Sunday, April 19th in Las Vegas, free to attend. All access members. Sign up for the portfolio review on March 26th and check out the Otoy live stream replay in the community. I'll see you next week.